enhancing coach. I am the life enhancing.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There isn't another one. It's just me. I'm the life enhancing coach. And I call myself that because I developed a unique model which is very powerful, and it is called the 10 life enhancing principles. And those were the principles that changed my life. I didn't know it at the time. Is it okay if I tell you a bit more about myself?
Yeah, of course, of course.
I was married for 37 years. And then about just over 8 years ago, I decided to leave my marriage and create a new life. And to do it by myself, I had a coach too. So I would not have been able to get to this place, this fabulous, amazing, gorgeous place, without his help. Okay? And then when I finally arrived to this place where I moved from feeling lonely and unloved and unhappy and isolated and unseen, unheard, to this place where I do work that I adore, with friendships that are open-hearted and generous and supportive. And I'm thinking, oh, in my flat, I live in a fabulous place in Richmond, in England. I'm telling you, Southwest London. There isn't a better place for me. It's lovely. And I looked back to see, how did I do that? How did it happen? And so over time, I began to see and identify my 10 life-enhancing principles. They didn't come all at once. It was a process of identifying. They are very, very powerful. It is much more than confidence building. It's much, much more. It's something to do with standing tall in the world. Standing tall in the world is a place that is quite amazing. Because when you stand tall in the world, you trust yourself. You know you can handle whatever life sends you.
Right.
And that is more than confidence. It's also inner resilience. It's also self-love.
Right.
It's also self-empowerment. It's also, and also, and also. It's so huge. So it's about the foundation on which you can go forth and create something really special for yourself.
Wow.
Wow, indeed.
Yeah, like, wow. This is really the first time I ever heard of a method like that. So yeah, I agree with you. You are the life enhancing coach.
I am.
Tell me about those workshops and things that on your website, because I saw that and I was very interested in finding out about that and letting people know that you do, just in case, anybody logs on or sees the show that's from the UK, from the people that I know. So tell them about your workshops.
Well, I'm working with a colleague, Pradip, for British Airways. Well, it's not for British Airways, it's British Airways people who are due to retire. And some people just dread it. Because it changes their life. For 1 minute, they have a purpose and a structure and companionship, and the next minute, nothing. So it's very scary.
I understand that.
And we are running this workshop to show them how they can create their life that is really meaningful to them.
Right.
Because a lot of people only use a small part of their gifts and their wisdom and their knowledge and skills. Just a small part. They don't really know themselves well at all. And so this process is one way of enabling them to find out who they really are and what they really have to give.
That's interesting, because that's how I feel, in the sense of, when you come from a place where you have a lot and you've been doing a lot and even had, a partner, whether you're married or, you've been dating someone, and then all of a sudden everything changes. You do feel the feeling like you're not worth it, or you're at a loss. Or some people just give up completely. So, wow, that's something. That's great. And what about your books, Sue? Tell everybody about the books, because I've read about 2 of them. I didn't, you know, I just read what you put and when you sent me the information and everything like that. So tell them about your books, and I want them to know where to find the books.
Yes, Dancing with a Mask, Learning to Love and Be Loved. That is a book that means a lot to me. It's my autobiography, and I wrote it because I wanted to inspire people without preaching at them.
Oh,
so I wrote
that's
it. So it's in 3 parts.
Yeah.
The first part is the forces that shaped me, my upbringing, and how I came to be an intense people pleaser. I did everything, whatever. My parents believed absolutely that people needed to like me for the sake of my safety and security. So, I mean, I was brought up deliberately to be a people pleaser because I believed that my safety depended on them liking me. So, and then how that shaped my friendships, my relationships, my marriage. I stayed 37 years. People will ask me, what took you so long? And it's a valid question. And there are a number of answers. It's always very complex, but mostly I was in deep denial. I couldn't contemplate the idea. So I lived basically in Mary Poppins land.
Wow,
you know?
Oh my goodness.
I know.
It's not, I've been there. I've been there myself. And when you come out of it, it's extremely hard, you know, to deal with everything around you and to deal with the adjustment of the changes that you have to make so far as yourself, so far as your living situation, so far as even dealing with other people after you've, you know, made that drop back down to what is known as reality. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, finish.
Absolutely. And then one day it was like, you know, a moment like when the curtains parted and I saw the emptiness in my marriage. And it was something that I didn't want to see, but that moment, you know when they say the truth shall set you free?
Yes.
Well, it does, but it hurts like hell.
Yes, it does. It does. Yeah.
So, so that was the moment when once you know, you cannot pretend anymore. And then I had to contemplate the idea of creating a new life. And that was very painful. I grieved for 2 years, even though I was the one who initiated the separation. And I didn't leave him because I didn't love him anymore. I left him because I loved myself more. And I knew I deserved better. And it took me a very long time. I was 60 when I left my marriage.
I am speechless. That's like a major change.
Huge,
like you left, yeah. Because a lot of women, I mean, not saying men that, you know, they don't do it, but a lot of women, certainly in your age range, would be terrified to do that, to start over, not knowing, you know, what they're going to look forward to for the future, or if they even have a future, and especially if they didn't have any plans, or, you know, they weren't in business or doing anything major for themselves. So I congratulate you so much. That I'm proud of you. I mean,
thanks, Arlene. I appreciate
you came through a lot. Yeah.
I need to add a couple of other things. The first thing is that I'm 68. And the 60s are the best decade of my entire life.
Wow.
I have to tell you that. I really have to tell you that. However, I would not advise people, women, men, to leave a marriage unless they have a means for support. I had a job and I had savings. If you don't have money, then it's too risky. I feel, you know, a responsibility that just because, you know, people might look at me and say, God, this is amazing. I can't stand it anymore and I'm leaving. It took me a couple of years to actually take the step after that moment that I just described.
Yes.
It took me another couple of years before I finally was able to move forward. It's a huge step. And I was afraid of the unknown. But what then happened is that the pain of staying was worse than the fear of the unknown.
Oh.
That's when I left.
Wow. Oh my God. I just want to say to people, listen to what she's saying, because so much of it is so very true. Starting over is very, very hard when you don't have the capital to do it. I mean, I had to start over without capital, and it was really extremely tough for me. I was in one of those places that she's speaking about now. So real quick, can you just tell them where your website is? Because I mean, you know, I could tell them, and of course I posted it. Yeah.
One is, you can get my book on www.sueplumtree.com.
There you go.
That's where you can get it. Please download my free ebook, which is the 10 life enhancing principles. So, you know, go for that.
Oh, I'm getting that.
The other thing that I want to say is, if you want to coach with me, we can Skype, darling. We can, you know, the world is our oyster.
Ah, I like this.
We can work together if you want me to.
Oh, thank you.
Isn't it great?
Yes, it is. It's wonderful. You know what? I love the idea, and when we get off, let's talk about it, because I really would like to do it, because I think we could do so much for so many people, which is, you know, the reason why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
And oh my God, you're such a beautiful person. Oh,
thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this.
And you look so nice. And you were right. You are all dolled up, girl. You look really good. Yeah, you look great. I did get a chance to go to your YouTube, and I watched a video, and I loved it. I loved it. As a matter of fact, I subscribed to you, so I want to tell everybody else, please subscribe to her on YouTube. She's on Twitter, and she's on LinkedIn. You know, you can find her there, and Google Plus. I need to get that in there and make sure I get that in there. And her telephone number and everything is on my Facebook, for all the people that are on my Facebook that will watch this, and MySpace, of course, Twitter, of course, you know, other various sites that I have. So if you want any information to contact Sue, you'll be able to find it, and especially you can go to the blog talk, to which, right, Sue, we have a blog talk coming up, a radio show to do together. And I hope everybody checks that out. Her information is also on there. So now, Sue, I want you to tell them a bit more about where your goals and everything goes from here. You know, what are you looking forward to doing for the future?
I have such huge dreams, Arlene. Huge. I want to make a difference to as many people as possible.
Oh, I said that myself.
Talking with you is so an amazing opportunity. You have given me the opportunity to touch people, and to know that I can help if they want me to inspire them. Because there is another way. You don't have to be where you are. I have to tell you, there is a definition of insanity, which you may or may not know, and it is: insanity is doing the same things again and again, expecting different results.
I believe in that.
However, why do we do that? We do it because we don't know what else to do.
Well,
and I know what else to do.
Right.
Okay? That's what's so special. That's why I'm so excited about sharing it. You know, what's the point of going through hell and high water and not share what you learn? True.
I feel that way. I really do.
Yeah, I know you do.
Because I know that other people can learn from experience, and if you've already experienced it, you can much more show them what it is, you know, that they can go through and get to the other side, you know, come out of it and be a better person for it, or, you know, have better goals, or, you know, just if they want to enhance someone else's life. I mean, they could do so much with change. And you're right, though, it doesn't come easy. It really doesn't, because often, I always say we're creatures of habit. And being that way, you know, you tend to want to view things the same way, although like you said, you notice that there are changes. You don't want to admit it to yourself, because if it hurts, it's kind of sort of like, wow, you know, well, I won't feel the same tomorrow, you know, I'll have this pain and I won't be able to get over this or that, whether it's a job or another person, you know, that you're trying to get over, or a particular situation, maybe with the kids, or, you know, maybe with a friendship that you have and all of that. But the whole thing, like you said, is if you admit it to yourself and you do just take a moment and say, you know what, I do see it for what it is, and I have to change it. I have to change it no matter how hard, you know, it may be, or how much it may hurt. I have to come up out of it. And especially because I love myself, I'm going to do this. You know, not so much for, I'm just going to do this because the situation is just bad. You know, because I love me, I want more for me. And that way, whoever I meet, whatever friends I make, however I'm going to treat my children, whatever the case may be, you can do a better job at projecting yourself out there and doing more for them, as you do it for yourself, of course, first. You can do more for them, and life can be a whole lot better. It can be a whole lot better. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you one secret about how to start right now. It is difficult because we have habits, but if you want to be truly powerful, the first thing you need to do to empower yourself is to let go of the blame game and take responsibility. Because as long as you blame other people for whatever goes wrong in your life, you remain a victim and you remain helpless. But I believe that. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And it's not easy, and this is one of the things that I help people to do. To recognize it, get past the bitterness, get past the resentment, and then create something special for themselves. But that's an important thing to do.
I do agree with that. Because when you hold on to being angry, or you hold on to what used to be, or you hold on to the thought of, you know, maybe tomorrow it can go back to what it was, that's not the case. It's never the case. Things always change, and once they do, they usually keep going, you know, along, whether you want to go along with that change or not. And then it only holds you back. You're right. Being angry, being bitter, being sorrowful, blaming yourself, you know, blaming others, all of that doesn't enhance your life. It takes away from it. It definitely takes away from it. I know I've had to forgive quite a few people. I'm going to be honest with you. And I had to say to myself, you know, well, I don't want my life to stay in that direction. So here's what I'm going to do. And no matter how hard it was for me, I kept saying, I can do it. You know, I have it in me. So the change is just going to have to come as I push day by day. And it's not easy minute by minute and hour by hour. But so long as you give it a good try, most likely it'll work out. Sometimes you drop down, you know, you drop back into the old habits, but the thing is to try again as soon as you notice you dropped, you know.
What a courageous woman you are.
Thank you.
I really admire you. Yes.
Wow.
It does take courage what you're doing. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But staying with it in the face of however hard it is takes courage, and I really admire you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And for everybody, I just want you to know that Sue has generously agreed to be a host on the Arlene Brown TV network. And we are so lucky to have her. This is just going to be so wonderful to be able to bring her out to the world as we know it, you know, so far as all other countries are concerned. I'm so excited about the project, and I can't wait to see the first person you interview or the first show that you do, even if you do it by yourself, which would be wonderful, as is, of course, because I saw your video today and I loved it. And I'm quite sure that a whole lot of people will benefit from that. So I just want to say to you on here, welcome to the Arlene Brown TV network, and I hope to be working with you for a long time. Really long time. And I want to make my way out to England. I really do, because I heard it's a beautiful place, and I've always seen it, you know, in movies and in pictures and things like that.
Yes.
And so I really want to come there, and I'm coming to meet you in person.
Bloody right you are.
Yeah. I'm coming to meet you in person. So I just want you to set a date for in the future to sit down and have some tea and everything with me and talk with me. Yeah. So I do have my passport. Of course I have to renew it, but yeah. So I will be out there definitely in London. Definitely.
I tell you, you'll get such a huge hug when you get here.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Aside from everything we're talking about, what is your daily business work day like? I mean, do you connect with a lot of people and have to, you know, coach them, or do you do a lot of seminars? What kinds of things is your daily business like?
There is a variety of things. I love to give talks, like a recent one to British Airways. I really enjoyed that. I love to give workshops, but I particularly like coaching, one-to-one.
Oh, okay.
So it's a combination. I also love writing my blogs, because I learn something, then I need to share it. I think you read some of them.
Yeah, I did. I read 2 blogs, actually. And I wouldn't say that I'm a fan of blogs, but I do like reading good ones. So, you know, like when I do read them, and I really liked yours, so yours will stay on my list, definitely. Yours will stay on my list and whatnot.
So it's a mixture of coaching and talking and workshops and writing. So it's mostly creative work, you might say, meeting new people.
Yeah.
Network. So, I mean, I may go to a big network, walk away with a person, and we meet up for coffee and develop a relationship, and you never know where it'll take us.
Wow, it sounds exciting. I don't, yeah, because I don't get around like that. I don't get around like that. But yeah, it sounds exciting. So, so far as the seminars and stuff go, do you do web seminars?
I haven't yet, you know. I will confess I'm a bit intimidated by the technology.
Oh.
I haven't got it all together.
You seem to be doing great right now. You're doing really great right now.
Oh, hey, you're the woman. You teach me how to do it. The webinars. And I can reach other people.
Okay.
There's always something more to learn.
You're right. That is true.
This is it.
Yeah, that is true. It is always something more to learn, because me myself, I'm still trying to master certain things about, you know, electronics and stuff like that. I still don't have it down pat, but you know, I throw myself into it and I just say, hey, you just have to go step by step, and then eventually you'll get it. Eventually you'll
There's
get it.
always someone you can ask for help.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So on the 18th, when we talk on the radio show, you will give us an update on everything that's going on, right?
An update on what, darling?
Like everything you've done all the way up till the 18th, till that week.
I will tell you everything you want to know.
Oh, great. Great. That'll be wonderful. That'll be wonderful. Is there anything you want people to know in particular that you would, you know, like in terms of advice or in terms of watching your show? on the network?
I still wonder how I imagine things to go. I would be very happy to share my 10 life enhancing principles.
That'll be nice.
In each different program, one at a time. And start with an introduction to the whole process, and then go through them, and get people to do it, to practice it, to see how it changes their lives. Come back to a future show, call in and tell us how it worked for them, or where it doesn't work for them, and take it from there. Okay.
Can you tell them real quick where to get you, where to reach you by email?
Sue@SuePlumtree.com.
Okay.
Everybody knows how to spell Plumtree.
Yes.
Plumtree. Plumtree, like the fruit tree.
Wow. Oh, wow. And you have a beautiful, I could see some of the house. You got a nice house, Sue. And you're not doing bad at all.
Wow. And the story, how I live here, is in my book. Because
it is?
Yes. It was a very special journey for me to live in this place. I'm not telling you, you have to read my book, darling.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, well, you know I was going to do that. You know I'm going to read the book. Oh, can you tell them where to purchase the book at?
From my website.
Okay.
Go to resources. So you go to www.sueplumtree.com and click on resources.
Oh, I saw that on there. Yeah. Okay. What about those testimonials on your website? How did you come across that?
Sorry?
Testimonials. That's on your website from the people?
Yes. Clients.
Yes. So they just write you, or they just call into you and tell you their life story?
No, the testimonials are from people who worked with me. Oh,
okay. Those are the people that were, okay, that sounds great. Okay, so everybody, if you go to www.sueplumtree.com, you can get all of the information that I got when I went there, and everything that she mentioned, the book and the testimonies like I was looking up, and also the workshops. If you live in the UK, please attend the workshops. I'm telling you, what I was reading was amazing. It really was, and she's really doing a lot to help people and to get them on the right track. And so far as retirement is concerned, when it comes time for that part of life, you do want to be prepared. You do definitely want to be prepared, and Sue can help you do that. She can really help you do that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to consult with her about my retirement. And I am, Sue. I'm going to consult with you. I'll be one of the callers.
You're a baby. What are you thinking about retirement for?
Okay. Well, it's never too late to start thinking about something.
Too early to start planning.
Yeah, it's never too late to start planning. So I want to start planning now. So I definitely want to talk about my retirement, because I want to make sure that I'm living comfortably, and that, I can take the freedom to do other things, other than have to maybe work 5 days a week. Maybe I can get to the point where I can work 3 days a week if I wanted to, and then take the other days off or whatever. So we're going to get into that. So Sue, I want to thank you. Thank you so much, because I know, we connected a little late and everything, which is why I gave a little extra time, so that it'll still be a 30-minute interview and everything like that. But I look forward to speaking to you, of course, by email, because we already email each other and we already talk on the telephone. So I look forward to those, of course. And I can't wait for the radio show. I really, really can't wait for the radio show, because with that, going along with this, I, want to do major promotion, which is what I told you, for you, you know, and everything like that. So that combined will just help it be so much better, because they could see you, and then for those that need to carry it around on their mobiles, because the radio show is actually mobile also. So no matter where you live in any of the states, you know, you can hear the radio show like that and whatnot. So this is good. This is good. I want to thank you for your time. I really do. And I hope we do another Skype soon. I hope we do another one soon.
Oh, yes.
And make sure you keep me up on everything that's going on so far as the workshops and stuff, so I can keep posting everything.
We are connected now, you and I.
Yeah, aren't we though? This is so great. This is so great. Okay, Sue, so I'm going to go. But thank you so much for being on and for being such a beautiful person. Bless your heart, for real. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye, Sue.